Okay, so great. Now we're going to speak about calories on the menu. What is calories on the menu, and how did it start? This is actually part of fighting obesity and fighting diabetes. It is one of the pillars is actually to know your calories, to know how much you're eating, what is in your food. And wiqaya, it covers much more than calories. It covers the fat, it covers the sugar, it covers the salt, as I explained earlier. But actually, calories, it is covers the amount of I would say, like the amount of calories, the amount of energy that your body is consuming. Now, each one of us needs certain amount of energy. It differs from person to person, depending on their height, depending on their weight, and depending on their gender. Like if you're a male or a female, it's different. Of course, if you're a teenager and you're highly active, physically active, then definitely you need much more calories than, let's say, a female who is not physically active. Someone at my age, which I'm going to keep discreet, is actually needs much less calorie than someone who is younger. So it really differs. But so it's very important for you to know how much you need. And based on that, when you go to a restaurant, when you open the menu, when you know what you want to eat, then actually you know how many calories you need. And as I mentioned, it is all this we're doing to combat the major burden of diseases in Abu Dhabi. As I said, it could be any non-communicable disease, diabetes, dyslipidemia, hypertension, obesity. All of those are non-communicable diseases that you don't contract from a virus, or you contract from seeing someone who has it. It's not contagious, but it's a chronic condition that you live all your life with it. And the only way that you can cope with those life conditions is long-term life conditions is by having a healthy lifestyle. And when it comes to healthy eating, it comes to exercise and many other healthy habits that you can manage to keep yourself well and healthy. Next slide, please. Okay, so now what is, can we go on for the, now we're going to see what is the goal of this and what are the objectives of it. Now, the goal is actually is that we ask the restaurants, chain restaurants, cafes, food outlets in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi to add the calories to ready-to-eat meals. And this is, as I said, to help people to make a healthier choice. And the implementation of a pilot phase, like as I mentioned earlier, if you attended my wiqaya lecture, we cannot do anything without monitoring, without evaluating it. So usually what we do, we have a first stage where we pilot our work. We do a pilot program for a few months, few weeks, and then based on the results, we either continue or we do some changes, some modifications, and we continue, but we don't stop. So if we go back to the previous slides, yeah. So the objective is actually that we're going to do a pilot phase. We hope that some of you who are attending today or who will see this lecture because it's going to be available on YouTube, that you will be part of this pilot. And it is very important that the caloric information is covered, and it says like per serving, because someone like for a lay person, if he goes to a restaurant or if he goes to a cafe, he probably wouldn't know if you put like let's say for the like the whole meal or the whole everything, how many calories. He needs to know how much he's eating at this time, and I'll show you examples in a second. So what is the operating model? If you are a restaurant, if you are a food outlet, you need to disclose your calories for the standard menu items. What do I mean by standard menu items? Because there are items that are interchangeable, that they keep changing. You do them on a daily basis, you do specials. You cannot have calories for those, and it's not required. But it's very much required for those items who are standard menu items. And also if they are on display, self-service, all of those, if they are standard, like let's say every day you have the same salads displayed in a buffet, for example. Every day you have the same sandwiches displayed in your fridge. Those definitely must have the calories because you already know what's in it and you can measure what's in it and you can add it to it. So it's very, very important that you have it. And also you need to, because as I said, not everyone will know how much they need. I mentioned earlier that it differs by person, it differs by weight, it differs by sex, and it differs actually by their energy level. But we can say that we can round it up to 2,000 calories, give or take. That's in general. And this is very important that you have this information available, because someone, if he doesn't know, 1,000 calories wouldn't mean anything to him. But if he knows that the maximum he can reach is 2,000, and it could be less than that, especially if they are eager to lose weight, then they will know if they see a meal that's 1,500 calories, that this is a lot. And also, you need to have additional information needs to be available, and everything needs to be written, actually. I'm not gonna take you into much detail, but once you register with us, this is our flowchart. This is what you need to do. We take you through that tree, and we let you know that if you already have the calories, what you do. If you don't have them, what you do. How to register, how to analyze your food, how to train your staff, and then we have agreement between us and you. And after that, there will be monitoring, and there will be a certificate that's issued. And the same, actually, that I mentioned earlier, that there is a site where you can analyze the food. The same site you can actually use for analyzing the calories as well. So the establishment, if you are a chain restaurant, it's a must. If you are a quick service buffet, also. You can do it at groceries, convenience stores, and also for takeouts, even in cinemas, in parks. You need to add the calories on the menu. Coffee shops, superstores, all of those, all those establishments are covered under that initiative. I promised to show you what I meant by adding your calories. Here, look at those 3 examples. Those are fast food restaurants. Now, if you look at it combined, and I said you can't have more than 2,000 calories a day. So if you go and grab a quick lunch, not the real lunch, you might want to have lunch later with the family at home, you want to have dinner, you already had your breakfast. If you go to one of those restaurants, you can reach up to 1,500 calories. But if you know the calorie in each item, then you can omit some items. Like, let's say, okay, you're craving a burger. There's nothing wrong to have one every once in a while if it's like scattered, not something that's a routine daily. Something that you have, let's say, less than once a month. Then yes, you can have it, but make sure that you don't add the fries, you don't add the ice cream, you don't add the shake, you don't add the drink, because all of this, look at this drink in the last one, it's around 410 calories. So you definitely don't want to add those extra calories. No need to add them. And that is the biggest importance, and this is the biggest plus of having the calories added. Now, this is actually, I was in the States visiting last year, and that's where I come from, not by origin, but I've lived there for many years, and I go every summer. And I was impressed by the way Californians do their calories on the menu. And as you can see here, those are from several restaurants that I visited. They are from a Cheesecake Factory to B.F. Chang, and the other 2 also are chain restaurants. And as you can see here, every single item has its calorie on it. And they started this program years ago. They started it in 2006, I think, 2007, and they kept expanding until now it's everywhere. And when I was there 10 years ago, it was only here and there. Now it's everywhere. You can't find a menu, you can't find a board, you can't find any food item that doesn't tell you how many calories or how much energy you will be consuming. I'll give you an example from one of the restaurants. I was there, and this was years ago actually, and they had 2 chicken dishes. One chicken dish that had apricots in it, and the other one that had bechamel sauce. Usually when we have audience, I do this little game with them. Then I ask them, like, how many calories you think is in this and how many calories in that. In the one that has the sauce, the bechamel sauce, and when I read the calories, I was about to order it. It was like around 1,700 calories versus the one with the apricot. It was only 450 calories. So can you see the difference? It is a huge difference, actually. So definitely, you're going to have chicken. We'll have it the healthy way, at least, with the less calories. This is when you go, and this is from Pete's coffee shop. Here, as again, you can see everything is labeled, even the cake. Like if you want to buy a cake, it tells you per portion how many servings, first of all. And this is what you need to do in your establishment. You have a cake. Okay, how many people is this cake serving? You need to tell them. This is, as I mentioned, you need to tell them per serving. Like if you tell them per whole cake, this is like 10,000 calories. It doesn't mean anything. You need to tell them that per portion. And I give you an example of dangerous cakes, like let's say cheesecake. It can reach up to 700 calories, believe it or not, for one person, one slice of cake. This is from a big store, Costco, if you've heard about it. And even that store, while you grab and go, it will have the calories on it. And everything from the ice cream, from the pizza, and also it tells you how many calories in the whole pizza. If you want to order a whole for your whole family, or if you want to get a slice for yourself. The one on the right is from a coffee shop. Even the espresso has the calories. So if you were watching your weight, you probably, when you see how many calories in those drinks that have the sugar and the chocolate and so on, and you see that it can reach 400, 500 calories, you will definitely opt out from it and go for the espresso, who has close to 0 calories, without sugar, of course. So there are exempted foods and there are covered foods. As I mentioned, the exempted food can be the temporary items, the daily special, the condiments. Like we're not going to add calories to our like spices, for example. This is not a must. And foods that are not on the menu or the menu board, of course, then it's not on the menu. You're not going to add it, even though if you were planning to serve it. Like some customers, I know if you're a restaurant owner, then you will know for sure that some customers will tell you, I want this item, especially if you are a fine restaurant, even if it's not on the menu. In that case, you're not required to have. Even if you are one of the establishment that signed a contract to have the calories, in that case, you don't need to have it. So the other thing, actually, now, what are the next steps? The next steps, it's very, very important, communication and communication. Customers, that you make sure that you advertise for your project. Please attend our workshops. As I mentioned, for Wiqaya, we do 2 to 3 workshops a year for calories as well, and also use our program to calculate how many calories. We made it easy for you. We have a program that's available. It will come to us with how many calories, and it will show us that you are actually calculating your calorie. And enforce it in your establishment, and there will be future regulations coming up. Please watch out for those. Watch out for all government regulations. We're not the only ones working on that. We have our partners from Quality Conformity Council. We have our partners from the other authorities. And there is also ESMA, the Emergency Standardization for Metrology and Authority. All of those have their own regulations. So it's very, very important for you establishments to keep up to date with the regulations, because at the end of the day, it is for the best of you, for your benefit, and it is for the benefit of the Emirate of Abu Dhabi and for the people who we care much about their health and about their wellness. So that's it from my side for today, and I hope that you benefited from those 2 lectures, from the Wiqaya and from the calories on the menu. Again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. We are here to support you and help you out with those 2 programs and other programs as well. I'm going to leave the floor now to my colleague Rawan Murray, and she will be talking to you about reducing salt in bread.